The U.S. Supreme Court has officially been asked to overturn the 2015 decision that granted equal marriage rights to LGBTQ+ couples. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department has eliminated references to discrimination against queer communities in reports on countries with long track records of human rights abuses. Let's get more on this with the CEO of Lambda Legal, Kevin Jennings. Kevin, good to have you with us today. Let's first go to that request to the Supreme Court to overturn that 2015 ruling to allow same-sex marriage. How likely is that to even happen? And even regardless of that, is this a concern for the gay community in the U.S.?
It's absolutely a major concern. Two Supreme Court justices, Justices Alito and Thomas, are already on record as saying they want to overturn Obergefell and take marriage equality away from same-sex couples in America. So we know there's a constituency on the court for overturning Obergefell, which Lambda Legal was very proud to have been co-counsel in winning 10 years ago. I think what we're seeing, as you noted, it's not just same-sex marriage, it's a massive attempt to roll back LGBTQ+ rights and return us really to the 1950s in America.
Yes, so on that front, the Trump administration has released its report on the international human rights, but it's taken out entire sections of discrimination against LGBTQ+ people, women, even racial minorities. What might be the consequence of that?
This is a green light from the most powerful country in the world that discrimination is okay against religious minorities, against LGBTQ+ people, against people of color. It's very, very clear the Trump administration is saying, we don't really care, and if you do this, we are not going to hold you accountable. That's incredibly disturbing, and it gives permission for repressive governments to be even more repressive.
So do you think this was a conscious decision to exclude this? And why do you think that's the case?
I think it's absolutely a conscious decision. It's not like they accidentally hit delete and it disappeared from every single human rights report. They deliberately did this. And this is because there is a deep animus towards LGBTQ+ people pervading the Trump administration. Since they took office, they've issued numerous executive orders designed to roll back LGBTQ+ rights. They have removed the words gay from numerous websites. They've removed the words bisexual and transgender from our only national historic monument to LGBTQ+ history. They are literally trying to erase the existence of LGBTQ+ people in our nation.
Yes, and then what's your assessment of Donald Trump's position on the LGBTQ+ rights in the US? Because he has said one thing or the other before and after his presidency. What do you think is happening here? Is there pressure on him from other fronts as well?
I think it's important to recognize that an administration is more than one person. That Donald Trump is backed by a massive right-wing apparatus who laid out in Project 2025 last year exactly what they were planning to do. And no one should be surprised that they are attempting to strip rights from the LGBTQ+ community. They said they were going to do it, and they are in the business of doing it. Frankly, I think Donald Trump is a cynical politician who thinks he can win a few votes by doing this. And that's exactly what he's doing. But many in his administration are true ideologues who believe that LGBTQ+ people should be second-class citizens, and they are busy through executive orders and other actions trying to turn that into a reality.
Yes, Kevin, some experts have raised concerns that the lack of reporting in these reports on issues concerning LGBTQ rights outside of the US, this could make it harder for people in this community in other countries to seek asylum and prove that their claims of discrimination. Is that a possible consequence?
It's absolutely a consequence. There's an old saying, what gets measured is what gets done. And if you do not measure the existence of LGBTQ+ bigotry, you're not going to do anything about it. So in countries where people are still suffering from legalized oppression, it's important to recognize that in almost 70 countries, it is still illegal to be gay in this world. And in numerous more, there are other laws that persecute gay people, that we are looking at the erasure of that information, which will indeed make it harder for people to build a case that they need to come and seek safety in the United States.
Yes, and in the last year or two or so, do you feel that there's a bit of a pushback against LGBTQ+ rights in the United States?
Absolutely. The pushback began really during the Biden presidency at the state level. We've had over 1,900 anti-LGBTQ plus bills introduced, at least one into every 50 of our state legislatures since 2022, and 228 of them have passed in 27 different states. That means in more than half of our country over the last 3 years, a law has been passed that somehow restricts the rights of LGBTQ plus people. And with the advent of the Trump administration, we've seen it spread from the state level to the federal level. So we're really, frankly, under massive attack at every level of government.
Yes, and just a final question, Kevin. What do people like yourself and other advocates believe they can do and pull the levers that are necessary to ensure that LGBTQ plus rights are preserved in the U.S.?
Well, the most promising avenue for us remains the judiciary. That's where we won marriage equality. That's where we abolished sodomy laws. That's where we won employment non-discrimination. And we will continue to work through the courts. The reality is we have three branches of government in the United States: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. The executive is Donald Trump. The legislative is controlled by a hostile Republican majority. Our only hope right now really is the judiciary. As we put it at Lambda Legal, we are the last line of defense.
Okay, Kevin Jennings, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me on.